Hey guys, back here in the shop again tonight, and this is what we have made. So we have 10 of these. There we go. Still pretty tight fit, but we have those edges sanded. We have all those stitches done, which took quite some time. Our rivets are in. Our die is finalized, so all we need left to do with the sheath is to put the hole in our strap, trim the end here where we want it. We'll have to dye that little end, and then burnish our edges. So the first thing we'll do here is get something to mark with, and these post studs will be custom fitted. So we'll do one hole, and then my chisel here. Okay, that's looking right. Just like that. So you see we have a little keyhole there. Now this should, with some force, pop down over, and we have a secure latch. And that's one thing, nice thing about having that big bellied knife, is that is impossible. You can see there for that knife to come out of there. It is impossible. The strap is way up past the edge. All that belly sticking out, and you have perfect retention, and this is a perfect fit. Beautiful. You can see there, a nice clipped end. Let's get a little bit of dye. Not very much dye needed at this point. There we go. Now, except for burnishing, this one's done. What number do we have here? This is number 1. Awesome. You see I left all the wax on there from the initial buffing, just to help with rust resistance while kicking around in the shop here, and to help preserve that finish. But look at that. Next up here is number 2. Really excited to get these done and out of the way. I have thoroughly enjoyed this project. It's always exciting running a new series. However, I have a lot of work to get done before Christmas, so I just want to hammer it out so I can sit back and enjoy some time with the family as well. Now I've got quite a few orders still to fulfill that I've sort of committed to having shipped out in plenty of time for Christmas. So that's what I'm working towards here now. This is the sheath for knife number 10 here now. We're just starting to do our burnishing since everything else is done. Notice on leather the nice flat clean edge I get from where I belt sand. It's produced a very fine finish. However, I like to work up to a real nice glossy finish and to give it some resistance to the elements. Some people just burnish with a little bit of water, but I like doing something a little different. I'll use some beeswax here, and I'll just kind of mash it into the leather fiber here, the end grain, which already gives a bit of a fine finish, as you can see. But what I have here is an electric motor, and this is an MDF wheel, so it provides a bunch of friction. And I actually built this to be a little 1x30 belt sander, but I gave up on the project a little while ago. But you can see it just turns really fast. It's not a lot of friction, but it gives enough to burnish these edges beautifully. So that is the finish. You see we have that beautiful rounded edge. And look at that face there. Isn't that beautiful? And it is nice and hard, just beautiful glossy finish. All we'll do next is give these sheets an oiling, and that'll get rid of that dull kind of murky color that's on there. It'll even out that dye finish. It'll just give it that kind of snap to the look, where right now it's really flat and kind of dusty, dull looking. Our grinding before heat treat, we can't grind down to an apex, of course, because the metal can't be that thin. It won't hold up in heat treat. So we grind down to a bit thicker than this. And then after heat treat, of course, we regrind those bevels. So then you lose a bit more again, and you get it down to like it is there now, which is thinner than any like coin. And now we have to sharpen. So we'll take it right from this finish you see here, and we'll put a micro bevel. So this is one big flat bevel, and then we'll put a micro bevel on there. So that's what it'll take. I don't sharpen my handmade knives on whetstones anymore because it's just way too much work, and the effects aren't really worth it for the general user. Okay, what I found, and even with pretty much all my EDC knives at this point, I've developed just a kind of a quick system on my belt grinders, and then I buff it out. I'll show you in a second, but it just produces an amazing edge that is so sharp. So you see there now, raw edge. First we're going to go to 220 grit belt on the big grinder, and rough in that micro bevel, and we'll look at it in a sec. Okay, now as you can imagine, we have to be ultra careful here now. This is our finished knife. Sheaths are done. There's no room for mistakes here. So here is our micro bevel with the 220 grit. We brought it right to an apex. I can see a little burr all the way along there now. Now we're going to move over to a 600 grit on our little 1x30, and everything is a cutting stroke. So we'll just lightly bring that in, very nice, and then we'll finish up. Now this is our last quick step here, and that is to buff out this 600 grit bevel, which is already gleaming. We'll use a little bit of green compound on there. Now guys, if your ladies are in the room, tell them to look away. Just look at the edge that produces. Sorry to knife number 7 owner. I'll make sure I clean it up before I send it, but that is the edge, and I can get it in just a matter of 2 minutes or so. So that's what's great about this process for me compared to all the time that I would have to take hand sharpening all these on my whetstones. Well, there it is, guys. You've seen it through right to the end. Just putting on a little bit of sheath conditioner here now. This is the Knife and Axe brand sheath cream, knifeandaxe.ca if you want to check it out. If you guys that own these knives want to get a good conditioner to take care of your sheath once you get it, that's a good place to look. But thank you all for watching this series. Thank you all for putting in your orders and for ordering these knives. Thank you for all who inquired. I appreciate the support. All you have commented and shared the videos on Facebook. I appreciate it so much, guys. The support. Just more than I can really say. I'm soon going to clue up my orders now, like I mentioned earlier, for this year. I believe the way I'm doing it is any order after December 1st won't be started until the new year, and that is my way of giving myself some time at the end of the year to kind of relax, unwind a little bit, get out of the workshop for a little bit. And I'm still taking orders. I'll still be answering emails, posting videos, but just the knives won't be touched. And that is, I'm already talking to several people now about orders and potentially putting their name on the list to start January, because no doubt I will have quite a few orders to start by the time that time comes. So if you do want, say, an order for early in the new year, you'll want to get that order in soon. Otherwise, you're going to be, down the list however far. But if you want to wait till see if you got any Christmas money and any cards, and you want to contact me on Boxing Day, I'll get right back to you, no problem. Thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you who ordered the knives are really happy. Are they absolutely perfect? No, I will be the first to admit that they aren't. I'm a really critical person, and I'm always going to see the mistakes, and there's just no way for me to get it as perfect as I would want in my mind. Or maybe one day, but my skills just aren't quite there yet. Really happy with this work, though. This is a really great batch of knives. Thanks for watching. I'll stop rambling. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Comment down below. Email me if you have any questions. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next video.